What the? As I'm about to bite into the sandwich, I thought I got shot, bro. This is the fireworks. Whoa. 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 Hello. I think I'm gonna end it all here. This game, I mean, not my life or whatever you were thinking. I feel like I just need like 2 more days, right? Because it's gonna be Saturday today. And then, oh, in this game, it's gonna be Saturday in this game. Then the next day is the festival. And then, shit, I don't know. A lot's gonna happen with the festival, bro. I'm just gonna go straight to it, no recap. All hopes to make your days a little bit better. I hope you leave a like, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't. And let's get into it. Saturday, and I'm at school? What the fuck? This don't make sense. Students roll into class for the Saturday morning session. Each and every one of them sporting the tired eyes of people who have worked through the night. They're trying to get to that festival day, which is Sunday, tomorrow. With only a day left to prepare, I suppose it's not so surprising. Thankfully, we only have to suffer through classes until the lunch break, and then our time is our own. Muto lurches into class in a tired stagger. Even the teacher's tired. That's crazy. I suppose the students are the only people here that enjoy their late Friday nights. Man, what you do? I don't know, bro. He looks like a drinker. Without saying a word, he scrolls some page and question numbers on the board and slumps down at his desk. It's completely atypical behavior of him, but it appears that no one in the class is going to call him out on it. Dang, it just disappeared. Wordlessly, the students shuffle their textbooks into position and get to work. Not wanting to break the trend, I do the same. Fatigue has made the class antisocial. Not a peep is heard among the ruffling papers. That can partly be attributed to the 2 empty seats beside me. For some reason, Misha and Shizune aren't present. I'll probably doing council work for the festival. Ah, they left me. Both of them are mad at me. I chose Lily and Haruko to replace them. Oh, they're pissed. They are pissed. It's very quiet without Misha present. Man, I like Misha, bro. She's fun. I wonder if she was born as rowdy as she is, or if she is making up for Shizune's lack of voice. Nakai, can I speak to you for a moment? Uh-oh. So engrossed in thinking about Misha that I don't even notice Mito approaching my desk. Sure. What's this about? It's probably better if we speak outside the classroom. What happened? Something about this doesn't sound too good. But I stand up and follow him out into the hallway. Whoa, what are you about to tell me? What are you about to tell me, bro? Mito stands in the hallway, scratching his head as he works out what he is trying to say. Not knowing what is going on, I wait silently. So tell me, how are things? Ah, that's it? You're just checking up on me? Things are good. My heart is good. I erased the timeline where I, had a Iwanako incident. I expected Mito to be a little vague, but this is pushing the limits. Things. You've had a week to settle in now, so how are things? Fine, I guess. I see, and how is your condition? The pause before condition seemed a little unnecessary. Huh? Haven't had any problems so far. Yeah, no problems so far. Would he have said, I was running and my heart broke in the other timeline? Probably, right? A brief shimmer of relief passes across Mito's face. Good. That's good. The school nurse was a little concerned that you might have been pushing yourself a bit too hard. He asked me to keep an eye on you when he couldn't. That makes sense. I'd ask that you don't blow us off so freely. As much as we try to give you the level of education that you would get at a normal school, you have to realize that you have limits. Our goal is to make sure that you know where those limits are and how to maximize your potential within them. Do you follow me? I don't plan on doing anything stupid. Well, that's a start, I guess. So then, on to my next question. How are you finding your studies? I understand you were laid up for a while. We're not too far ahead, are we? Oh, that's it? I thought, one of my friends died or something, bro. Thank goodness. That's what I was thinking. Bro. I don't really think so. I tried to keep up when I was in the hospital, so it hasn't been too hard. Mito taps his chin and raises an eyebrow as he absorbs this information. Is that so? I suppose there are still students out there who realize the importance of learning. I wouldn't go that far. I was only trying to keep myself occupied in my little life-supporting prison. Well, yeah, you've got to keep up with these things, right? That's exactly it. One wrong move in this world and you're left behind, right? Right. Wouldn't want that to happen. No, you wouldn't. Every week there's a new scientific discovery. Most of them mean nothing to the layperson, but any one of them could be the key to the next big thing. He's saying I'm the next big thing, right? Right? I'll keep that in mind. It's obvious that Muto's serious talk is over, and he's gone back to his standard, slightly scatterbrained approach to life. I think in hindsight that I prefer him this way. He's slightly more predictable in his unpredictability. Well then, I think that's all I really had to say. Let's get back inside, shall we? My relief at that suggestion is insurmountable. Would things really be different if I had that heart attack? Like this conversation? I bet he'd be stressed, bro. He'd be stressed. Sure, you're the boss, right? Nito pauses for a moment. I don't think that any of the students have ever said that to me before. For an instant, I consider replying to this, but something deep within me tells me to shut my mouth and get back into the classroom. A few of the students jump at the sound of the door, rapidly trying to pretend that they are working on the questions on the board. Some don't even bother, their heads slumped on the desk as they nap. Thankfully, it would appear that Mito does not even notice them. Turns to his desk, retrieves a scientific journal from one of the drawers. I guess I got to him there. The class returns to the near silence that Mito and I left it in before our chat. Mixed feelings of tiredness and anticipation buzz around the room. Everyone here is either waiting for a chance to rest or the chance to get their last-minute preparations on their way. The clock on the wall slowly ticks, and the remaining class time away. Until finally the bells cry out, ending the torment. Dun, 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 dun. I like this soundtrack. This soundtrack, every time I hear it, it's gonna be good vibes. Before you all leave, I expect the answers for those problems by Monday. The class sighs as one, instantly regretting slacking off, but still acutely aware of the more pressing issues at hand. The classroom empties in a blink as everyone rushes their last-minute festival preparations. I stay behind and try to quickly finish the questions so I don't have to bother with it over the rest of the weekend. With the festival and all tomorrow. Oh yeah, you gotta enjoy that. Hanako! I saw you read at the library. I felt bad. You were so lonely. Let me stop, bro. Let me stop. I'm such a simp. Poor for me. Hanako's the only one left. Obviously waiting for Lily. Do I mean nothing to you? Let me stop. It's weird that Lily comes all the way to her classroom to pick her up. I expect that moving around is at least nominally harder for her than it is for Hanako. Yeah. But it's none of my business, and I naturally don't ask about it from Hanako. Despite the relative proximity of our seats, neither tries to strike up a conversation about that or anything else either, so an oppressive silence falls upon the classroom. The tension is awkward. Hey Sal, say something. Time passes in silence. It's probably just 15 minutes or so, but it feels longer. I turn pages of my notebook. Hanako turns pages of the novel she's reading. My pencil lead splinters against the paper just when I was about to finish a paragraph. The sounds of my irritated sigh and subsequent fumbling around for a sharpener feel like they're breaking the mood in the classroom. It's just the two of you. Hanako keeps her eyes firmly away from my direction. The tension is awkward. Before long, Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. Hanako? Her name is all it takes to make Hanako jump up from her desk and run to Lily. Aww. And I'm all by myself. They don't care about me. Shizune and Misha, I broke their hearts. They thought I replaced them. I just joined the student council and they're probably mad at me. Oh, I'm fucked. I'ma be lonely. It's out, bro. They talk quietly for a moment, but it isn't long before Lily leaves down the hall and Hanako idles back into the classroom, taking her seat once again. Oh, never mind. I watch Hanako out of the corner of my eye out of sheer curiosity at the idea that the two would be separated. She just came to the classroom just so you guys are separated again. What the heck? For a couple minutes, she does nothing but sit with her chin in her hands, staring at the desk dejectedly. Boredom evidently becomes too much for her though. Her slender frame reaching into her bag and pulling out a small book. Another one? She's a reader. Come to think of it, that isn't the one I saw her reading at the library. She must be quite a fast reader to get through them at this rate. But why would Lily leave her to her own devices? It seems to be quite out of the ordinary, going by Hanako's reaction. Ah, that's right. I think Lily mentioned something about going to town today before Rin bumped into us. Oh, wow. If I had a heart attack, I don't think I would have known this. Yeah. Damn, bro. That was such a big choice. What? The thought of that thought makes me look outside. Hey, look at that blue sky. The bright sun and occasional people wandering around enjoying the afternoon makes me yearn to get out of school, or at least do something other than sit here. Moving into one of my worst vices, procrastination, I decided that history is a subject best studied on a Sunday, or a Monday, or on any day other than this one. I give a grunt as I lever myself out of my seat, briefly debating with myself whether or not to hang out with Kenji. Oh my gosh, anyone but him. But that's the bro though. That's the bro. He doesn't strike me as the enjoying the nice weather outside with others kind of person, really. I guess I'll catch up with him later. Changing tracks, I briefly entertained the idea of talking with Hanako, but by the time I look at her seat, it's vacant. Oh my gosh, you had your chance. She must have left for the library. There's got to be something to do that can kill the time. Oh my gosh, another big choice. Go for a walk into town. I'm probably gonna find Lily again, or possibly Emmy, Rin, or Shizune and Misha if they're there. I don't know. Probably not. Go to the library. We gonna talk to Hanako. I feel like I gotta talk to her, bro. It's been a whole episode I didn't talk to her. Same with Misha and Shizune though. I don't know. Let's just go to the library. Let me just save this. Oh yeah, WC. Sip Part 2? Huh? Go to the library. The library seems as good a place as any to go. Hanako looked as if she was taken pretty off guard by Lily leaving, so she might want someone to talk to. Slinging my bag over my shoulder, I make my way out of the classroom. I walk down the hallway to the library, past a multitude of closed doors. People are working on their projects, bro. Though each one of the sound of furious rehearsal can be heard, rock music blares out of one door, almost as loud as a concert. I guess that's one of the advantages of a private school. There are actually enough rooms to go around at a time like this. And when I think about it, the grounds and buildings of the school are kept in pretty good condition. They can't be too cheap. I've heard that this place has some pretty serious benefactors. The walls of the library only partially insulate the noise of the festival preparations, but they're the only sounds to be heard. Not a soul stirs here, with everyone apparently enjoying the weather outside or working on festival events. Yuko isn't here either. Maybe she doesn't work on Saturdays. I quietly walk through the library, now fairly familiar with its layout. I head to the back where Hanako's private little corner is. If she's not here, I'm gonna be pissed. I run my hand along the spines at the tip of the books on the way through, feeling the individual texture of each as I glance across the titles. I used to do this all the time at the library at the hospital. Some things never change, I guess. Like the smell of a library, no matter how much care you take, the paper in the book is always going to degrade with time. Probably, no matter which library you go into, anywhere in the world, it must have that same musty smell. Book smell. I call it book smell. Musty seems, I don't know, bro. It seems musty's musty. I find something that looks light enough to read without any major thought involved, then look for Hanako in the reading area. Yes. Once again, she is sitting on a beanbag with her back to a bookshelf, reading the same book she'd had in the classroom. She's low-key making her way through the pages. Unlike last time I saw her here, I quietly take a seat in the beanbag. The noise is enough to catch her attention, but not startle her. This delicate routine that must be followed each and every time I try to talk to her almost feels like a hunting game. Is that the same book as before? Yes, I'm almost finished. Cool. I wonder if I should. Do you mind if I borrow it when you're finished? Mouth is faster than my mind, it seems. Sure, you may not like it, but I'm sure it can't be that bad. After all, you stuck with it, haven't you? I guess. I settled into my beanbag and set about reading my own book that had been buried in my bag. It's a light novel about pirates. To be honest, I'm barely skimming over the words, having chosen the book merely because it belongs to a different genre than I usually read. Finding it hard to muster enough enthusiasm to finish the book, and noting that I've inadvertently distracted Hanako quite a bit, I decided to try and make conversation. So I see Lily left without you. She nods before taking her eyes off her book. She must have been really into it after all. Lily said she had to go and meet someone. Who? Oh. Akira, her sister. She has a sister? Sister? I haven't heard her talk about her family. She and Akira used to live together. I thought all the students lived in the dorms. We don't have to. Huh? But it's easier, right? I mean, there's food here and you're close to school. I don't think I've ever been to class on time so often in my life. Her badly hidden smile proves quite rewarding. In the back of my mind, I know I have a bit of homework to catch up on, but it's quite comfortable in here. No one can find me and force me into working for their pet project either. Though now that I'm thinking about the festival, another question comes up. Hey Hanako, what are you doing for the festival? Why is she shocked? For a split second, I think that Hanako was about to throw her books in the air from shock. Sorry? I was just asking what you're doing for the festival tomorrow. Anything planned? I don't know. Hanako answers in the way that people do when they don't want you to ask any more questions. I take it large crowds and loud music aren't really her thing. Oh, okay. Change the subject. So what's Lily's sister like? She's nice. She's pretty like Lily, but she dresses businesslike. Businesslike? She's always wearing a suit. Oh, so she's older? I see. That makes her less pretty somehow? Anna gives an embarrassed shake of her head. No, just different. I'll admit it. This has got me intrigued to hear Hanako talk about someone other than Lily is the first. And to be complimentary about it too. How did Lily and Hanako become so good friends? Could it be Hanako's in love with Lily? That would make more sense. Or they're just good friends. I don't know. But as I try to picture this mystery sister, all I can think of is Lily in a suit. And I can't imagine that not being attractive. Not at all. But one day you have to introduce me to her. Oh, okay. Our brief conversation ends as abruptly as it started, and both return to our novels. Good talks. The passage of time is marked only by the gradual movement of the patch of light cast through the window. Slowly, the noises from various rehearsals in the building fade out and die as students start to get hungry and tired. Just thinking about that makes my stomach start to turn knots around itself. I think it's time to head back. Do you think Lily would be back by now? I think I might head back to my dorm. I'm pretty tired for this week. Not a word of that is a lie. Moving to a new school as it ramps up for a major event has been taxing, to say the least. I can feel myself nodding off as I read my book. Oh, okay. I might stay here a little longer. Looking at Hanako's book, I can see that she's only a few pages away from completing it. For a moment, I consider hanging around until she finishes. Once again, my stomach turns, emitting a gurgling sound. You hungry, bro? You need to eat some food. Sure thing. Well, I'm going to head off before it gets dark. I'll see you around, okay? Okay. See you, Hisao. Later. Hisao? Thank you for hanging out with me. I could see how hard it was for her to get that simple sentence out of her mouth. Leaves me hanging for a moment. Maybe I made the right choice. I'm not gonna lie. I think I made the right choice. If I chose the other choice, would I have met Lily's sister? We'll see. Leaves me hanging for a moment. So there is someone in this school who is even lonelier than me. Maybe lonely is the wrong word. I haven't been lacking company for this first week, but I still managed to feel somewhat alone and detached. Maybe lonely is the wrong word for Hanako too. She has Lily after all, doesn't she? I realize I've been standing there for far too long without answering, and pull off a flawless, not too exaggerated smile. You're welcome. Good night, Hanako. Night. I leave her to finish her book and head back to the dorms and the promise of food. Damn! Oh, that was quick. Alright. Don't panic. What the fuck? Alright, let's check this. Whoa, is this a restaurant? There's a cafe on the far corner, so I'll stop by to quench my thirst before heading back. A little bell above the door signals my arrival to an empty counter. I'm gonna eat by myself? This is depressing, bro. For a few moments, I stand there waiting, my eyes every now and again drifting from one end of the counter to the other, searching for a service bell. Eventually, a door some ways behind the counter opens. The person emerging from it, taking me by complete surprise. Miss Yuko! Yuko? I had no idea that you worked here. We have no idea how to address her either, given that she's technically school staff as well as, apparently, a waitress. Yes, She quickly paces up to the counter before flinging her upper half downwards in an overactive bow. Welcome to the Shanghai. May I take your order? Straight down to business, I see. I don't know. Well, some coffee, please? Yes, certainly. I'll make it right away and bring it to you when it's done. Thanks. Yuko's formality takes me back. She seems to take her job very seriously. Bring her instructions. I turn around and glance around for a free table. Considering the cafe seems to be empty, this is a simple task to accomplish. As I walk towards a table adjacent to the window, I notice a flash of yellow arm on one of the table dividers. Oh! There it is. Wait! That's her sister? Nah, bro. She looks like a guy, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Sure enough, no more than a glance is needed to ascertain that it's a certain Sato at the table. That said, I don't recognize the suited figure across the table from her. Blonde, fair skin, and only a little shorter. She? I think she must be a relative. That's Akira. That's her sister. What? Since the two are all but silent as the suited figure takes a swig from a cup of coffee, I decide to greet Lily. Some part of my coming here was in order to meet her after all. Hi, Lily. Yourself? Yeah, nice to see you again. The suited girl looks up, noting my uniform with a relaxed smile. Oh. Well-dressed person. Know each other? I guess. It's as good an approximation of our relationship as I can think of. Care to take a seat? She says this to the air beside me, but the message is clear enough and I take a seat beside her. I suppose some introductions might be in order. Hisao, this is Akira Sato, my older sister. Akira, this is Hisao Nakaya, another Yamaka student. Looks like my guess was correct. The newly introduced Akira gives a nod, which I return. What I don't return, however, is the almost analytical gaze with which she looks me over. As she does so, Yuko walks up to the table and carefully places the coffee on the table before bowing and taking her leave. Gently bringing my hand to the side of the cup, I realize that it's already at just the right temperature to drink. After taking a sip, the flavor turns out to be just as good as the temperature. Yuko seems a lot better at this than being a librarian. Damn! I take a good long drink before relaxing into the seat. It takes mere seconds for Akira's examination to come to an end. Apparently becoming quickly bored with the activity, she turns to her sister. So how's school recently? It seems Akira is entirely unconcerned with someone she doesn't know at all, listening to everything they say. Not that I mind, leaving them to their chatting, I sit back and continue drinking the pleasantly aromatic coffee. Sounds like it's pretty busy for you then. At least I'm not cooking your meals after school anymore. As they talk, I slowly realize that I'm entirely unable to gauge Lily's emotions through her eyes. as I would for any other person. It becomes slightly unsettling as I subconsciously focus on that fact. Whoa, so cold. Weren't you just cooking for yourself anyway? I only ever got leftovers. That's not the point. Are you managing to feed yourself at least? I can cook without blowing myself up, you know? Mostly. That's... It's fine. It's fine. I needed to learn sometime anyway. Lily? Everyone present is momentarily distracted by Yuko, who places a cup of tea on the table for Lily. Taking a moment to glance at her watch, Akira levels herself off her seat and gives me a quick nod. Well, I'd better be off. It was nice talking to you, Lily. Akira, do you have to? Lily looks genuinely mournful at her sister suddenly leaving. It does seem like she might have the wrong idea. Sorry, I need to get back to work. I'll be on my neck again if I don't make it back quickly. So informal, Akira's trim and tidy appearance will give anyone the wrong impression of her. Bye, Akira. Come on, don't look so down. I'll be around again soon. See us. She's giving me the ISO. That's what she's doing. That's W's sister. With that, she waltzes out of the Shanghai with her hand held high. Lily still looks pretty depressed, so I try to make some small talk in an effort to take her mind off it. Hey, it's okay. You got me. She seems nice. We used to live together, but now that I live at school, we hardly ever see each other. Yeah, Hanako told me. Despite Lily having been quite affable, I still don't really know much about her. In hindsight, it's surprising just how much she's attracted from me, really. Oh yeah. We used to live together. Was it somewhere around here? It was pretty far south, so the trip into Yamako was fairly long. With her working hours getting longer and Yamako being so far away, there was little choice in the end but to move into the dormitories. That explains the chatter about cooking. Evidently regaining her composure, she livens back up, at least in part. I take it you're better rested now. Sorry? You sound less exhausted than you did when you first came in. To be able to pick out my breathing like that, she must have pretty good ears. Yeah, that's all she relies on. That's her main sense. Yeah, I ended up walking all over town, despite only planning on taking a short walk down here. Reminded of my thirst from the walk, I leaned forward to take a sip. Without further ado, Lily starts on her cup of strong-smelling tea. I guess I better get going back to Yamako. There's only so long I can stop studying for, and I want to get a good night's sleep before the festival. I'm leaving her alone? But how's she gonna get back? Standing from my seat, I take the coffee-stained cup from the table. You're leaving? Yeah, you going to head back as well? It's kind of getting late. For a moment she pauses before lifting her face over her teacup, as if she was looking at me. Yuko, could we have one more coffee, please? Okay, I'll bring it right away. That's not subtle. She gives a short giggle at my frank assessment of her maneuver, surprisingly childish and carefree, given her otherwise collected appearance. In the end, though, I have little reason to refuse. To be honest, I can hardly say no, all things considered. Giving a manufactured sigh, I take a seat opposite her. Wanting company, then? I'd say that it's more that I was wondering. I see she's questioning mode. Again, she does seem to be unusually interested in me, or at least curious. Do you have any siblings? Not exactly an unexpected tangent. No, only child. To be honest, the idea of having someone that close makes me a bit envious. Interesting. I raise an eyebrow, which of course goes unseen. The short silence communicates the question well enough. It's just that others have said the same thing before. It's a difficult subject to try and think about objectively, given that I've always had someone like that. I can mostly understand what Lily means, given that it would be hard to place oneself outside of a situation they've been in all their life. She and her sister must have a pretty close relationship, taking pains to interrupt as little as possible. Yuko dutifully comes over and places a cup on the table. Lily thinks her to sit back, taking in this vexing girl in front of me. Despite always seeming to be on her guard and in control of herself when talking to others, She has an almost childlike curiosity about other people. That said, those rare moments she seems to slightly lower her guard are the most insightful into how she thinks. Reaching for my drink, I realized something I probably should have noticed earlier. I think I'm starting to become kind of curious about her. Oh, Chimney-sa. Despite making a good pace, it's already nightfall by the time I reach the large iron gates in front of the school. While it's nice to have plenty of time to wander around by virtue of living right next to the school, I can't help but get the feeling that very few students actually take the opportunity. Compared to the number of students I see meddling around on campus during freeze time, it's startlingly rare to see anyone around town. Given the large number of accommodations and facilities that the school offers, many of them sadly not see any point in venturing outside, let alone people such as Hanako and Kenji. It makes me wonder if students like Shizune, Misha, and Lily are the exception for the school, rather than the norm. As I wander back to my dorm, Kenji segment, I see it, bro. I continue to compare my old school with Yamako. As I do so, I began to be surprised that I managed to get even this used to everything that's happened to me. All right. After extensive thinking, I was just talking to myself in the mirror. I think the Hanako option. I think I'm gonna go with the Hanako option because I already hung out with Lily the day before, and all I did with Lily was talk. I did all that Lily shenanigans just out of my curiosity. I apologize, bro. Like the second, yeah. Here we go. Sunday, the day of the festival. I haven't spoken to Shizune and Misha in like 3 days. The next day, I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine since it's Sunday. There are no classes. Yeah, hey! Not just a Sunday though, but the festival as well. My window, I can already see some people at the soba booth slinging noodles onto plates for people with a craving for low quality food. Damn, bro. You just shot every soba loving person just caught a stray. I throw back a handful of my morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. There will be a few exams in the coming week, but I don't consider those as ominous as others, so I'm not as worried about them as I probably should be. With no urgent obligations regarding education, I should be free to spend the day at the festival as I like. Finishing my morning routine, I exit into the hallway, intending to go out and find something to eat. Passing by his door, I decide to see what Kenji's up to today out of impulse. I'm curious if he has any plans, since everyone is doing something. Then again, I could picture him having built a soundproof shelter in his room, or possibly something like a fort, complete with "No Girls Allowed" sign, and with the girls crossed out and body crudely scrawled underneath it. Knocking on his door, which is luckily devoid of any kind of sign, I hear again the sudden clicking of at least 10 locks being pulled back. The door opens up a crack. Who is it? You're supposed to ask that before you open the door. Yeah. The Kenji theme. Oh, it's you. Damn, it's early. It's not that early. What is it, man? Nothing. Was just gonna ask what you're gonna do today. Half the school's out there already. Out where? Why? What is that face? What? What? Is today special? Why are they there? Who are? I can hear them. It's loud. Don't tell me. Has the invasion begun? Oh my gosh, this guy's always crazy, bro. Always. He suddenly looks more alarmed. What day is it, man? Yeah, I guess you can't see the big wooden booths outside and people selling stuff. What the hell are you talking about? I have my curtains closed at all times to thwart the snipers. Oh my gosh. It's the festival. You know that, right? Oh shit! That's today? Damn it. I can't believe I forgot. I don't have my fort finished yet. This is bad. This is going to be a very bad day. It's good you told me this, man. This is going to be a bad day. Why? Oh man, they're gonna be everywhere. The people outside my window socializing. Is that such a bad thing? Kenji rubs his temples nervously, suddenly looking very ill. It's going to be loud as hell. Damn, and I was going out today. And now it's ruined. Everything is ruined. This is awful. This sucks. This sucks. What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go anywhere now. There's nowhere to run. Kenji seems nervous. You could even say he's majorly freaking out. I can't believe this. So that's what today was. Damn, and I couldn't even prepare for it. I couldn't even brace myself, and now it's here, and I can't do anything. You should have told me this earlier, dude. I mean, at least I know, but I could have known earlier. Imagine what I could have accomplished. What could you have accomplished, bro? What? Sorry, I thought you knew. So I guess you're not going to do anything today? The weather is even good. Yesterday was really windy, so I thought today would be cold. It's not, though. There's no reason to just stay inside. Yeah, you should check the festival out. Check out the invasion. That got done, bro. Kenji grows and covers his face with his hands. Ah, no, I can't do it. They'll eat me alive out there. I know it. That has to be a joke. But he said it with such a straight face, relatively straight. What are you going to do? We should hang out in here. You can help me build my fort. We might still make it if we work together. I don't know. I'm pretty hungry, so I thought I'd get some food first and then check out the attractions. Your class project seemed pretty cool and I have a hand with it, so I want to see at least that one and chat with Lily, I guess. Speaking of that, don't you have any obligation for the project? Are you out of your mind? The blind broad is up to no good. Wait, what? That blind broad is up to no good. Jeez, bro. I can feel it in my spleen, man. Her presence is like a dark shadow that's in the way of my great vision. As expected of blind people. What? Besides, you're also blind. Yes, Lisa, I was about to say that. I thought that you were also... He holds up his hand to interrupt me. Only legally. Only legally? What? Metaphorically, I can see farther than any man before has seen. Kenji looks stoically into the metaphorical distance to emphasize his statement, thrusting his chin forward to look manlier. Actually, it's just a corridor wall 2 meters away, but it's all the same. I can see the future of mankind, and it's a dark one, unless the threat of woman is stifled. They are everywhere. He figures his scarf nervously, faster and faster, like he's trying to start a fire. He slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes running its course. I'm going to have to find some place to hide in, a safe haven, and then knock the lights out of myself so that I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival. Okay. Later, dude. I'm still going to the festival. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. The door slowly closes with a low creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. Imagine if what he's saying is actually true, and I've been, I don't know, racially profiling him. I don't know. After buying a plastic plate of takoyaki from a stall belonging to class next to ours, I take a seat in the school grounds and watch people pass as I tentatively nibble away the rather bland tasting item. Bland? I went to this Japanese restaurant for my sister's birthday and I ate takoyaki for the first time. That was buzz. Not gonna lie, I'm a chicken person, so yeah. But it was pretty good, bro. The sauce they put on top of it, it's good. Y'all should try it. If you haven't tried it, go try it. Yeah, fine. It's good. I guess I shouldn't complain. It's better than nothing and didn't cost much. Oh yeah, the one he got was bland tasting. Mine wasn't. Shit buzzed. I look out towards the school. Watching the people coming and going proves a surprisingly entertaining way of passing the time as I eat. Little children accompanied by parents or grandparents scamper about and then from event to event, one hand dragging their company and the other bearing an oversized colorful snack. I can't help but notice the age range among the people here is skewed towards the elderly, something that I also noticed when I was walking around town. This must be one of those towns where the only people left are those that live here their whole lives and ardently refuse to leave, and those wanting to live out the rest of their days in one of the increasingly few tranquil places. I guess that also goes a way to explaining how conservative Yamaku's school culture seems to be. It's just like any Japanese high school, they still have events. Let I mind one bit, I kind of like how calm Yamako and its surroundings are. It does look beautiful. The heat, though, is another matter entirely. Sitting in one place for so long has focused my mind on how annoyingly humid it's getting. Now that the hottest part of the day is here. Oh yeah, it's afternoon. Gah! Uh-oh. The sound of the Carolyn bells takes me completely by surprise as I stand up. The reaction shared by a few of the people strolling around as well. Oh, school's over. The PA system crackles to life after the tolling bell ends. The age shows as the principal makes a barely intelligible announcement over it. Officially opening the festival that's very much in full swing. It's quite amusing to contrast the pleasant smiles of the older folk against the alternatively pained and bored grimaces of the younger charges. The students, on the other hand, seem to pay it little heed. Oh yeah, when I was a youngin', I used to hate everything. I just want to stay home. Still do though. Still do. Nevertheless, as the address finally ends, and all are united and polite, if not overly enthusiastic, applause, and then get back to business. Slipping a hand in my pocket to look as relaxed as possible, casually glance around for something to do. It's somewhat difficult to see very far with all the people around. I decide to fall back on the tried and trusted rule, where everyone else seems to be gathered. Right now, that's the school courtyard and surroundings. Throwing the used plate into the trash can, I make my way towards the school building. Was that a throwing sound effect? It was! Hear that one more time. The little wow. Okay. Seeing a number of stalls around the perimeter of the school building surprises me. Quite a few of the classes must have opted to have multiple stalls. And deciding which to visit first, I catch sight of a familiar banner with a blue parent border and red text. Lily's stall is as good a place to start as any. I'm curious as to know how it's going, after all of the work she and her class have been doing for it. Whoa, this is her stall? Standing up to it, I began to see why the class took so long to organize everything. Easily twice as wide as many of the other stalls, with equipment for cooking strewn everywhere. It's closer to an outdoor restaurant than a festival event. As the student in front of me takes a bowl of noodles and leaves, I walk up to the counter. The girl behind it seems quite exasperated and asks me to wait a moment before she disappears underneath the counter. Seizing the moment, I take a quick glance around. Steam seems to be rising from everywhere as pots and pans simmer away. The most blind of the students are unpacking ingredients while being helped by someone who is probably the teacher of 3-2. It doesn't take long to notice Lily among them, talking with the teacher as she quickly counts out the boxes and packets with her fingers. From her expression and the fact that both she and the teacher seem to be in a state of mild confusion, it appears that there has been some problem in coordination. Uh-oh. Before I can stare any longer, the girl behind the counter pops up again, only to look back and ask where the spare change box is. Lily pauses for a moment, before she and the girls switch places at the counter and the teacher quickly walks off somewhere. Uh-oh. Sorry about that, we're having food problems. What would you like? It takes me a second to remember what I'd come here for. My eyes quickly dart to the side to read the menu sitting on the counter. Oh, I guess some miso soup? Is that Hisao? It's me. Yep, looks like you're pretty busy. Her face all but confirms it as she drops her waitress facade. Somewhere, there's a new soundtrack. Track, ease. I've never heard this before. Somewhere along the line, our order got mixed up. We're trying to fix it now, but it looks like we only have half of what we needed. Wouldn't serving smaller portions cover over the problem? Seems like that's what we'll have to do though I wish we didn't. The fact that a good half of our class is gone doesn't help either. Damn, where'd it go? I glance behind her to see how many people are actually operating the stall. It couldn't be over about 8. I can take it that's why your teacher left? That's right, she's going to try and round up a few more of our classmates to help. Hearing the sound of footsteps behind me, I stealthily glance backwards to see an elderly couple taking a place in the line. I guess I better stop loitering around and chatting. Here's some money for the soup. Soup, oh right, coming right up. Lily turns and calls for a bowl of miso soup as I hand over the money for it. Taking the coins in her palm, I can help but notice how efficiently she counts them out with her long, pale fingers. Eventually satisfied that I have handed over correct change, she puts it into a small metal tray. It isn't long before the soup is made and carefully handed to her, after which she turns and subsequently passes it to me. Thanks. I'll come back to drop off the bowl. Thank you, Hisao. Oh, there's one other thing. Have you seen Hanako? Where she is? Where is she? Hanako? No, not today. Why? She gives a small sigh of abject disappointment. Oh, it's okay. I was just wondering what she was doing for the festival. You'll come back when you're done then. Sure, I'll keep an eye out for Hanako too. Thank you, Hisao. Man, I really left Misha and Shizune, bro. Left them in the dust. I feel bad. I walk off from the stall and find a seat, carefully creating the steaming wooden ball in both hands. Compared to the dumplings from before, this is quite nice. A little cool compared to what it probably should be. Perhaps, but the flavor is enough to cover for that reasonably well. As I drink, I can't help but feel somewhat guilty for not being as involved in the festival as the others. It can't really be helped considering I was dropped into the school only a week ago, but it still weighs heavily on my mind. That and the fact that a few students don't really seem to be enjoying the festival as much as the visitors. Yeah, I just got dropped into this. I couldn't really be involved. Oh, well, I could have joined the student council with Misha and Shizune, right? That would have been an option, right? Eventually, I finish my bowl and leave for the stall to drop it off. Considering that there seems to be no line at all, I take my time walking up. It seems the teacher's mission paid off. There are now over a dozen students helping, and much of the unpacking has been done. Despite most of them seeming quite relaxed as they work, Lily still appears to be somewhat stressed. What? Lily doesn't look depressed at all, and I can't really blame her. On top of her issues with her stall, she still seems to be worried about Hanako. That's a good friend. I can't really help her with the former, so I guess the only way I can help is by trying to take her mind off our shy mutual friend. Placing the ball back on the counter, I call out to Lily. Hey Lily, don't worry about Hanako. I'll go find her and hang out with her, okay? I can see Lily's relief plainly written across her face. Thanks, Hisao. And if you see anyone from my class, can you tell them to come back here, please? Will do. Have a good one. And make sure you take a break, okay? I will if I can. See you later, Hisao. I leave Lily in the stall and head out in search of Hanako. In a way, I feel bad for leaving her with the crowds, but even though she was clearly under pressure, I can't help but think that she is enjoying herself. The halls are packed with swaying crowds, meandering throughout the festival. There's one thing I know about Hanako, is that she's not going to be anywhere near this facts. With the students showing their friends and with the students showing their friends and family their dorms, I doubt she'll be there either. Following blind intuition, I move against the grain of the crowd. Thankfully, this crowd seems to be slightly less festive than your usual festive crowd. I assume this is out of consideration for the student body. As I force my way through the masses, it doesn't take long for them to thin down into nothingness. Ooh. This is not surprising since I'm standing before the library. Ah, no one must have been in the library. Even the most eager of students don't bother to show anyone this section of the school. As I enter the library, the noise of the festival fades into a dull background noise. And as soon as I am in the reading area at the rear of the room, behind one of the partitioned desk, I see the top of a head with straight dark hair catching my eye. Hey Hanako, I had a feeling I'd find you here. The head jumps a little in shock before slowly peeping over the partition. Hisao! Hey, Lily's pretty busy, so she sent me to find you. Oh, do you want to sit down? Actually, I am feeling a little hungry. Would you like to get something to eat from one of the stands? I brought some food, so... Oh, she's still... Let's get some takoyaki. Shouldn't be surprised, but it was worth a try. Expecting her to go outside today was a long shot. How about we eat in the tea room? I passed by on the way here, and no one was around. We can make some food there, and it'll be a little more comfortable. What do you say? Sure, let's go. Hanako closes her book and puts it away with deliberate, practiced movements. Good to go? Yeah. We walk side by side from the library to the tea room. As expected, there is barely a soul around. If it weren't for the murmurs through the walls, you wouldn't tell that there was a huge festival going on outside. Hanako carries her bag in both hands and focuses on just the floor ahead of her. Every now and again, she seems to break her pace a little and steps in slightly shorter paces. The first time it happened, I gave it no mind, but I soon noticed that she does it on a regular basis. Are you alright? She stops dead in her tracks. What? I don't know. It looked like you were tripping or something. A pink blush rises into her cheeks as her gaze returns to the floor. It's nothing. Maybe that's her habit. You know, when you say nothing like that, people are inspired to ask further questions. For a second, I don't think she's going to answer. Prepared to leave it be, I almost set off walking again. It's a game. A game? Do you see the floor here? What a bizarre question. The floor just looks like any other floor, covered in those tiles made up from squares of linoleum. How do you know that? How do you know what linoleum is? Nothing noteworthy. Well, yes, what about it? Sometimes when there's no one around, I only step on the darker ones. Hanako's voice trails off as her explanation continues until I can barely hear her voice over the rolling silence of the empty hall. Darker ones? Shoving her feet, Hanako points the toe of her shoe at a tile that is barely a shade darker than the others. Like these ones? Alright, so these ones are no good? I point out a nearby tile. Yeah, something like that. Oh, I see. Do you play this game a lot? Hanako shakes her head. Just when the holes are empty? She nods. Well then, no point in stopping. I'm beginning to get really hungry. She nods again, this time with a little more enthusiasm. Well then, let's go. We set off down the hall, and this time I noticed that Hanako is paying a little less attention to the floor. I wondered, just how lonely does someone have to be to come up with a game like that? This game is really making me feel bad for her. Good thing I hung out with her, bro. Like, I chose the option to hang out with her. I would have regretted it if I didn't choose it. But before I realized what I'm doing, I found myself trying to aim each step so it lands on the correct tiles. The noise of the festival is slightly louder inside the tea room. The breeze coming through the open window makes it worth it. Without thinking, I walk to the windowsill and inhale deeply. I sometimes forget how clean the air is here compared to back home. Would you like some tea? That would be great, thanks. Thank you. It occurs to me that this is the first time I've been alone with Hanako without her trying to be somewhere else. ISO. Hanako called ISO. Turning from the window, I watch as she makes a simple pot of tea and arranges some sandwiches onto a plate. I've seen her do this before a number of times, but this time she seems slightly different. It's like she's calm. Eventually, she places a small tray on the table and pours 2 cups of tea. The fresh scent of brewed tea mingles with the breeze, and for a second, I feel like I'm the only one in the world. I think I know why you like this room now. I don't know what you mean. Well, there are quite a few people out there, but in here, it's like another world. You can pretend that there's no one around for miles. You're right. It's like the world has forgotten this room. And because of that, you can forget about the outside. That would be appealing in some cases. As far as I can tell, conventional bullying doesn't exist in the school, because everyone is broken in their own way. Then again, I haven't seen a single person talk to Hanako besides Lily. And you, Hisao. Come on now. If you're ignored by the world, a place where you can forget its existence would hold a special appeal. That's a good point. It's like this room gives you some kind of complete freedom. Yeah. Say, do you play chess? Oh, I would kick your ass. Respectfully. Chess? I've played it a bit, I guess. I take it you've played before? A little. Without saying anything more, Hanako moves to one of the cupboards and digs out a small chess set. Please let me play. Please, bro. Please, I'm begging you. Let me play. Do you want? Sure, why not? But like, I need to be able to move the pieces. Come on now. I cut her off. But she doesn't seem to mind it. Of course, let's get it. We arrange the pieces, and before long, we are sending pawns charging to their inevitable fates. Damn it. I really wanted to play. take my time and intently examine each move and its consequences. Nostalgia for the game taking second place to the matters at hand. For time, the game is a lengthy battle of attrition, but I spot an opening and tear a line in her defense. A few moves later, her king is cornered by several of my pieces. Checkmate! You still won anyways. You're not bad at this, are you? An honest appraisal. Your technique is pretty good, but several times I was able to exploit her lack of prediction. I pick up a piece and examine it. It looks relatively new, yet worn out for its age. I guess not. Does Lily play? The absence of Hanako's answer causes me to think about my question. She's blind, Hisao, come on. A bit. My fault, Hisao. I didn't mean to, you know what I'm saying? My bad, I was wrong. This is the first time I played against someone other than her. Or she cuts herself off abruptly, leaving the answer hanging in the air. Someone she knew before coming to Yamaka, maybe? I really don't know anything about Hanako, bro, other than she has a good relationship with Lily. Well then, I'm honored to have played against you. Can we play again? Let's go. She asked as if she were asking me to cut off my own hands. The spirit of competition's gone into her? Sure. Though don't expect me to go easy on you this time. You went easy and you still beat her? Damn, bro. Damn, you might be it, bro. Not that I was before. Mind, she seems to appreciate the competitive tone. Ah. Same here. Uh-oh. As we are setting up the pieces, there is a noise at the door. Oh, good afternoon. Lily. Oh, hey there, Lily. Are you finished? You both are here. Wonderful. At any rate, our teacher managed to round up some extra help, so I was able to leave. Have you been here since you left? Pretty much. We've just been playing a bit of chess. Would you like a cup of tea? Actually, I think it may be a good idea to go outside for a little while. The instant drop in Hanako's face shows her objection to this plan, even though she says nothing. I feel strangely compelled to voice what is plainly in view of her face, but Lily can't see. I kinda think that we should just stay here. Really? It's so crowded here that I was thinking we should leave the school and head for the local tea house. Damn! You mean the Shanghai? I was there with her. In another timeline. Of course, with everyone at the festival, it should be practically empty. Tea house? Well, that's right, you probably don't know of it. There is a tea house not far from here, which we go to every so often. Sounds like a plan. Hanako, what do you think? Hanako jumps a little at being forced into the conversation, but at least she seems less distraught than before. If it's the Shanghai, I think it'll be nice. Well then, it's settled. Let's be on our way. Hanako and I rise from the table in our preemptive chess game. Before I can do anything, Hanako has poured the pieces into a small container and placed the board away. Looks like we're ready now. Please lead on. Hanako moves to Lily's side and we venture onto the school's corridors. Misha and Shizune must be pissed. They must be pissed that I'm hanging out with the ops. Or they probably forgot about me. Because if they forgot about me, bro. They don't care about me. Actually, they dislike me. They don't like me. The pair leads me through a series of unfamiliar doors, and we emerge on the side of the building opposite of the festival grounds. Insulated by the heavy stone of the building, the noise from the crowd has faded into a murmur. Strange. I thought that most people would be beginning to leave by now. They're probably here to view the fireworks. Fireworks? Fireworks? Yes, apparently the school puts on quite a show. A lot of people come from town just to watch them. Lily's decision to leave the school grounds seemed to make sense now. Hanako would probably have a hard time with the whole town descending onto the school. Ooh. Or ascending, as the case may be. For the second time since arriving at Yamako, I find myself walking down this road with Lily. Oh yeah, this is the second time. Only now that I can barely hear the innocent noise of the festival do I realize how loud it was. I can hear my ears ringing slightly in the still evening air as they recover from the day's assault on them. Hanako clings to the leaf, but still manages to guide her along the road. That, and avoiding the occasional gaze from curious pedestrians, appears to completely sap her constitution. She rarely raises her focus from the ground in front of her, nor does she utter a word. Lily, on the other hand, maintains her prim and proper persona just as she does in school. It's obvious she purposely puts effort into her appearance, rather than hiding it as Hanako does. It's striking how different they are in their way of holding themselves outside of Yamako's grounds. That said, it's obvious in both their cases that they do visibly change. Inside Yamako, everyone is special, which negates the specialness of it. And once we venture outside the school gates, we are returned to the status of outsider and generic labels. Especially when we are still in school uniform. It's like hanging a sign around your neck, challenging people to figure out what is wrong with you. I'm surprised that so many of the students keep it on. Then again, with canes and wheelchairs common among the students, I guess it's not really that much of a giveaway. Or maybe I'm the only one that sees this as a stigma. Maybe get used to it after a time like any other school uniform. That was a lot of thoughts. The tea house seems fairly standard from the outside, just an ordinary building with typical signs decorating the entrance. I've been here before! In the other timeline. It looks like the type of place you'd walk by without a thought, just another generic cafe in the sea of thousands. If Hanako hadn't steered Lily into the entrance, I would have continued on down the road without ever knowing that it existed. And then we're gonna meet Yuko for the first time? Inside the tea house, it takes on a more traditional feel. Everything seems to have been made from the same lump of timber, from the counter and benches to the high-backed booths around the walls. But the most striking feature of the room is the lack of life. I think I can faintly hear something bubbling away in the background, but otherwise the room is silent. Without any discretion, we simply wait near the entrance, politely obeying the "please wait to be seated" sign. Or is this place closed or something? Oh! Sound of a chair falling over echoes throughout the empty room, and a head shoots up from inside a booth. We were gonna meet her anyway, bro. I wasn't asleep, and welcome to the Shanghai. Yuko, dressed up in a pastel apron and clutching a menu, rushed to greet us. Her misaligned glasses and ruffled hair cast suspicion on her previous statement. But whether she was asleep or not isn't the first question that leaps to my mind. You work here now? What happened to the library? What? Lily? Hisao? Welcome to the Shanghai! Yuko, still waking up, jerks into a violent bow, is lodging her glasses in the process. My glasses! As I pick up her spectacles off the floor, Lily offers an explanation. Yuko works here part-time as well as at the library. It's one of the reasons we like to come here. Oh! Yuko takes her glasses from my hands, shakily putting them back on. Yes, that's right. Thanks. Shall I show you to your table? There's no one else here, so you can choose your table and order whatever you like. But there may be a delay, as I will have to make it myself. It's alright, Yuko. Just a pot of black tea and a plate of sandwiches will be fine. Right! I'll get right on to that. Yuko hurries off to the back of the cafe, leaving us still standing at the entrance. She pushes the swinging half doors open before realizing that she hasn't seated us. I'm sorry. Please sit wherever you'd like. I'll be right back. Oh, Yuko. Following her advice, I had led Lily to the nearest booth as Hanako follows. Here you go. As I begin to sit next to Lily, I realize how appropriate this place is for Hanako. What I mean. The high-backed booths totally separate you from the rest of the room. It doesn't look like it gets all that many customers. Damn. All of the furnishings, from the cushions on the benches to condiment holders, look dated, but aren't overly worn. Wonder if Lily deliberately selects places like this to take Hanako. She seems like the type that will go to lengths to cater to Hanako's unique predicament. So, Hisao, I didn't know you play chess. Well, not very well, but I do know how to play. I suppose the obvious question would now be, who won? Me! I won! Lily's innocent smile makes me hesitate. I don't really want to look like I'm lording my victory over Hanako. Hisao did. Yes, but not by much. Damn, saying that out loud makes me feel like I've done something terrible. Well done, Hisao. You've accomplished something I've only ever failed at. What? Wow. Thanks. I haven't played in ages, so it felt good to play again. Yes, it did. Hanako fidgets with her hair a little and looks away as she replies, but a small smile emerges. It's a little more extreme of a reaction than I expected, but still kind of cute in that Hanako way. Throws me a little off guard, and only Yuko's cataclysmic re-entry shocks me back into conversation. You're right there, Yuko. Do you need a hand? I'm fine. I have to do this properly. It's my job. Concentration plays across her face while she stares at the tray in her hands, as if simply looking at its contents will hold them in place. Sadly, this doesn't prove all that effective. What is she doing? Is she stutter stepping? This doesn't prove all that effective. The cups and saucers slowly dance around, occasionally clattering as they collide with one another. Taking great care, Yuko sets the tray down on the table with only the subtlest of crashes. There, see? Well done. Thank you, Yuko. Yuko's head rocks downwards in her distinctive bow before answering. You're very welcome. Would you like to join us? There's something else I'd like to discuss about that recent order, if I may. That's right. Lily and Yuko were discussing a pile of books when I first met Hanako. Oh yeah! Something about Lily helping with the braille. Yes, we didn't get the chance to go through them, did we? Yuko hastily sits down next to Hanako. Apparently her dedication to this job only goes as far as her concentration. Once it is broken, she suddenly loses it. I'll be in the library tomorrow afternoon if you'd like to try again. Sounds perfect. I'll meet you there after class. Lily? Oh dear, that's right. Tomorrow's a Monday. How could I have forgotten? It's time to feel a little left out of the loop here. Then again, that's to be expected. I've been here for barely a week, so it's been impossible to know everyone's schedule. But perhaps we can come to some other arrangement. Yuko, would you be in the library later in the week? Maybe, but this is already overdue. And there are some things that I need. This might be a problem. Lily ponders for a second before discovering the answer. I wonder, might we be able to enlist the help of another if need be? Are you talking about me? Are they talking about his house? To do what? You lost me quite some time ago. Being volunteer for something without even having the slightest idea what is going on isn't really my thing. And here I thought I had finally escaped the clutches of the student council and their repeated attempts to recruit me. They really forgot about you, bro. They forgot about you. Oh, of course. The other day I was helping Yuko sort the new Braille books in the library. But Hanako and I usually go shopping on Monday afternoons. It's quieter on that day than on weekends. Last week we couldn't go because I was busy with the festival. I managed to slip away later in the week, but Hanako couldn't make it. Oh, we're gonna go shopping? Well, since I can't read Braille, I'm assuming you'd like me to go shopping with Hanako. Correct. You were a great help to me the other day. You're welcome. I think I can handle that. Hanako, what do you think? If you wouldn't mind. Of course not. I'm still not familiar with all the stores in the area, so it sounds like a good idea. Oh, okay. Now that we have that arranged, shall we have some tea? It's not that I realize our tea has been sitting idly by all this time, getting no hotter. It's my fault. Let me pour that for you. Yuko reach out with shaking hands. I intercept her. She looks in no state to be handling hot liquids. It's alright, I've got it. Since you've already made the tea and sandwiches, you fulfilled your waitress duties, right? I guess. Still clumsy. Yuko relaxes a little, but still watches eagerly as I share out the assortment. What the? As I'm about to bite into the sandwich, I thought I got shot, bro. This is the fireworks. As I'm about to bite into the sandwich, a low, loud rumble can be heard along with a flash of light from outside. I thought I got shot. I swear, I thought he saw I got shot, bro. I take it. The show has started. Whoa. Only now looking outside, I realize that dusk has come and gone, leaving us in the peak of twilight. Sparking traces arc upwards, ready to explode in the floral shapes of fireworks. Damn. Let's go watch. Oh, but Lily. Oh, sorry, Lily. Please don't miss the show on my account. For what I've heard, this isn't a bad location to watch them from. Whoa! With the exception of Lily, we rush to the window the small tea house to watch the show. Whoa, whoa. The strobe of colored lights play across Hanako and Yuko's smiling faces. And for a second, I forget to look out the window. This totally new world, there are a few things that don't change. I think that's why the school makes such a fuss over this festival. It's a chance to show the similarities between everyone. The show is over all too quickly. Fireworks are expensive even for the most well-funded schools. Damn, that wasn't even 5 minutes, bro, and it's done. Damn. Those must be like, I don't know, those must be like $100 per pop. Before we return to our tea house, tea and sandwiches, Hanako turns to me. Thanks for today. I got you, Hanako. I got you. And tomorrow. Huh? That's okay. I don't think I could have faced those crowds either. On days like this, it's more relaxing to spend some time away from everyone. Don't you think? Yeah. Anyway, we've been delaying this tea for far too long now. Let's get back. Sure. Hey, that's good. Return to the booth and our light meal. That sounded impressive. Bigger than last year's at least. Yeah, it was great. I've never seen them put on such a show. It gets better every year. I'm afraid, however, that during that time, the tea has gone cold. Oh my gosh. Oh no! Let me make some more. This is my fault. Calm down, Yuko. It's nobody's fault. I take a sip from my cup just to prove the point. This tea isn't too bad cool. Anyway, it's like an iced tea. Oh, it turned into an iced tea. Really? Yes, really. If you add a bit of sugar, it's kind of nice. Are you sure? I'm positive. Now why don't you sit down and we'll finish this together. Just add some ice, put some sugar. You got iced tea. Oh, okay. Yuko doesn't seem convinced, but sits down regardless. She carefully measures out about 5 teaspoons of sugar and adds them to her tea. Damn, 5 teaspoons? Goodness. I said a bit of sugar. I know, but I like my tea sweet anyway. Curiously, I peer into her cup. As expected, hardly any of the sugar dissolves in the cold liquid. She stirs it twice before upturning the cup and drinking the contents, sugar and all, in a single mouthful. Damn! She's a gobbler. Pause. You're right, that's not bad at all. Good. I look back to Lily and Hanako, both of whom have finished their meals, as I witness Yuko's personality in action. Not wanting to hold anyone up, I use her tactic and finish the remainder of my tea in a single swill. You're a gobbler too, Hisao? Well then, it seems like we're all finished. Should we head back now, or do we want seconds? Yuko's expression shows that this is quite clearly not a good idea. I think that would be best if we got back soon. We do have to get back before curfew after all. Damn! Oh, that is a good point. I'll meet you tomorrow, Yuko. I'll be looking forward to it, Lily. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye. We make our way out of the small tea house and into the dark of the night. Lily and Hanako once again take point. But under the cover of darkness, Hanako seems slightly less stressed than she did on the trip here. Nice! We move against the occasional group of people emptying the school grounds, but Hanako seems to lead us along a few minor roads, avoiding the bulk of the crowd. Damn! Outside the dorms, she finished her thing! Rin finished her thing, and I didn't get to see it. That's tough. Well, it looks pretty artistic. Something out of a, I don't know, Berserk chapter, bro. Inside the dorms, the school seems strangely quiet when compared to the noise of the day. Well then, thank you both for today. I think I learned a lot. You're most welcome, but I'm afraid I really must be going. Today's been a long day. That's right, we really spent all of today on her feet, and I can imagine that walking outside of the school would be pretty tiring for her. Wait, she walked down the hill, then went back up the hill to get to the school. Damn, bro. I feel a pang of guilt as I remember that I was probably the only one in the school that got up around 10 this morning. Sure thing. Oh yeah, they got up earlier, huh? Well, I'll see you both tomorrow. Good night. Good night, Hisao. Night. The girls returned to their dorm, and I to mine. Actually, now that I consider it, today tired me out as well. Hanako? The fuck's happening? That is how I see him. Oh. Hey. He did do that. He did do that. Oh. Act 2. Hide and seek.
What? I'm only in Act 1. I only finished Act 1. What the? How long is this game? What the fuck?
I barely even touched the surface of the game. I'm only in Act 1. Finished Act 1. Now I'm starting Act 2. Not gonna lie. I'm speechless. My pacing is trash. I'm 5 episodes in. I was still in the first act. Oh my gosh, my pacing is like One Piece.
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry, y'all. I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm gonna leave it there for now. At least we got to see the fireworks of Hanako, Lily, and Yuko. That was fun. That was really fun. Misha and Shizune, I don't know what they're doing. And me and Rin, at least they're together. I hope. But yeah, Kenji, you know, he's a weird goofball. But yeah, I'll leave it there for now. If you made it this far, thank you. I hope you guys leave a like, comment, or below, subscribe if you haven't. All the helps to make your days a little better. Thank y'all. Love y'all and peace.
Thanks, Reyguini. Reyguini.